wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Jess Hilarious. Envy is not here with us today, but we got some very special guests, a friend to the room. Miss Senator Nina Turner is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Char.
And you know, last time Senator Turner was here,
I did the swirl, the twirl.
That's right. We were talking about how good you look.
Yeah.
And you know, you said you wanted to bring your trainer, Derrick Dowdell. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, sir.
Derrick Dowdell. Good morning, Derrick.
How are you? How you doing?
Blessed, black, and highly
Thanks
favored,
for having
brother.
me.
Blessed, black, and highly favored.
How did y'all two link up then?
Oh my God.
That was a while ago, about 10 years ago.
Okay.
I was training up at Title Boxing, teaching classes for boxing, and she came in not knowing what she was doing, awful. And,
Awful, damn.
Awful, terrible.
Just you see what he doing to me this morning?
But it was cool,
Okay.
though. You know, we just formed a bond, started talking, and she needed some training, so I looked out for her.
You got to talk to the mic, Derrick.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, my fault. So I looked out for her for the training, and we've been tight ever since.
Ever since.
Yeah.
We consider ourselves sisters and brothers.
Absolutely.
And he's been in my life through thick and thin. And that's really a big deal because working out is it's for your mentals. And I know, Char, for you, the mental health thing or just kind of self-awareness. It's not even, mental health is about self-awareness and what you need. And physical activity is very much a part of that. And one of the things I love about him, you can come into the gym and he knows when you're not right. And so I'm an introvert. A lot of people don't know that, but I go in and if my mind ain't right, he'll ask, "What's wrong with you?" And I'll say, "No, I'm asking you a question. What's wrong with you?" And he'll probe until you kind of tell him, you know, what's wrong. And not every kind of trainer does that. Some of them are just really concerned about physical, and it's a mental exercise too. And he's seen me up and down. He's seen me really small from stress, and again, a trainer might say, "Oh, I got, she lost a whole lot of weight. That's good." He was like, "Oh no, this ain't good. This ain't good because it's the way you lost the weight and you look sick,
Unhealthy.
and you done lost everything. And I couldn't need you to go eat some French fries, some sweet potato pie, some."
No, that's right. You gotta be my trainer.
Right.
I don't want no hummus and no salad.
Right.
That was only in that situation, but
Yeah.
the moral of the story is it's not just about how much weight you lose, it's how you lose it, and it's about your mentals too. And he combines the two very well.
Are you like that with your other clients as well? Or is that-
Absolutely. No question. Yeah.
All of
I
us.
stay on my clients.
Yeah.
We cool. We all have a good bond.
He bossy though too, Joe.
Yeah,
can
I tell him I
Okay.
shoot straight with him.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I shoot straight.
He ain't
so,
right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like when people late and oh my God.
That's the only way to get people right, though.
Oh man,
Yeah.
got to.
He even
you
know when he wants us to text when we not coming, and I'll come in and sometimes I'm traveling a lot and I won't text. He said, "Oh, you think you grown?
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Oh, you ain't let me know you wasn't coming.
that's
Like,
a
you know,
problem.
you got about 50 clients."
I
I like
know.
that.
He's like,
though.
"Oh, I know."
Yeah.
But it's
I like-
personal.
You got to be
It's like
engaging with your clients.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
form of discipline as well. Like you're teaching,
Absolutely.
you're not only teaching, you're not only training, you're teaching, you're actually, discipline. I like that. How did you get into fitness?
Ooh wee. So I was a truck driver, and
Okay, shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Her man, a truck driver.
Yeah. I was a truck driver, so I was having chest issues. So I went to the doctor. And I was 275. I was a big boy. So the doctor was like, "Yeah, man, you on the verge of having a heart attack at 28." Something. I said, "Oh no, we can't." Yeah, right. It was serious.
Your Widowmaker was called?
Huh?
Was the Widowmaker had a blocked artery?
No,
Okay,
it was
okay.
no, it was just doing too much. You know, eating crazy, drinking, just doing too much, out of shape. So, I started working out, got in good shape, and then I've always been passionate about working out,
Yeah.
and then it just went from there and took off. Yeah, it took off.
It just clicked. And while we're on that, Shar and Jess, I want to shout out a young lady. Her name is Moriel McCain. And I know you do the women's history, so I want
Yes.
to put Black history and women's history together.
Okay.
She just made Team USA in boxing. She's from Cleveland. She's the
That's
first
right.
woman and the first Black woman to make Team USA in the boxing category from Ohio. Her name is Moriel McCain, and she's raising money to try to get her family to be able to go to Paris with her.
Wow.
And so I just want to shout her out. Her Instagram is Millionaire Mo. So for anybody out there that wants to help a young African-American woman who is on the rise and doing the thing and just representing, and I know you like your little boxing too, Shelby. Who do you got in the ring with? Somebody from Cleveland. I'm blanking on his name right
I got
now.
in with Sean Porter.
Yeah, Sean. Shout out to Sean.
Sean Porter.
Yeah,
You got in the ring?
but just Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched the
One
video.
time we sparred, me and Sean.
Yeah, he was talking all kind. You know, Shar. But
He
no,
got-
but he did
And
that.
probably got beat right up.
He did
A
that.
little bit.
Yeah.
He did that.
He was a world champion. I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
Sean.
Why would you do that?
Sean
It's like
Porter.
Martin and Tommy Irons. Why would you do that?
Right.
But since we own fitness, and I'm just really so proud of her. And one of the things you guys were talking to the actress, Marsha, and talking about being there for each other and lifting each other up. And that's why I want to shout that young lady out.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why, I brought my trainer, one of the things just in my relationship with Charlamagne over the years, and we met when he moderated, when Senator Sanders was running in 2016, he moderated a panel at the Apollo. And thanks to Figaro, that's how I call Tesla, and that's
Yeah.
my girl, she advises me on politics, really pressed the campaign to do a lot of black outreach. And that's how Shar and I became friends. And we just clicked, and we've been together ever since. But he really lifts up, and he especially lifts up black women.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. It's something particularly spectacular or delicious when it's our men lifting
Yeah.
us up. And shout out to Michael Render,
Thank you.
too, Killer Mike, the same
Mike.
thing. And when people, defend you in public, because for me, I'm a lightning rod.
Yeah.
So Dr. Rashad Ritchie of TYT, which I hope you guys will have on, is another one of those. When our men defend us in public, when people come, it ain't nothing like it.
Yeah.
God's love is strong, but black love is right under that. And so I just, wow. I just got to
Yeah.
shout it out.
Ooh-wee.
Jess.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Derrick, you a fitness guy.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on this whole Ozempic era? Everybody's an Ozempic gold medalist nowadays.
Ozempic gold medalist is crazy.
I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. Me personally, I mean, I don't know, because I know a lot of people use it, but all I can say, if it works for you, it works for you. I mean, it started with the diabetes thing, but hey, they found another way to work it, and it works well. Because I know people personally that's on it, and they shrink up.
Me too. I'm just afraid of
But
this
you
long-term
still
side
need
effects.
you never know the long-term side effects, but I know with the Ozempic, it'll have you flabby too, so you gotta get that work in too. It's just not, it'll stop you from eating. It's all kind of side effects. It'll have you constipated. It's different things, but it will have you lose the weight. But, you also will get flabby, so you got to get that work in and come see me anyway. You got to come see me
How do they
anyway.
come see you, though?
Right.
How do they come see
Uh-huh.
you? Or how do they reach out to me?
Yeah.
Oh, Derrick Dowdell Training. Get at getddt.com, and you can look me up on Instagram, Derrick Dowdell Training.
It'd be all over the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, make
no
it plain.
question.
Make
No
it plain.
question.
So if you could stop someone, because I'm honest, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got like a couple friends that be like, yo, I'm thinking about doing Ozempic, and I'm like, but you don't need it. And she's like, but my insurance paid for it. It's a lot of people using it, being lazy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are some things like you can do? I mean, some tips that you can just throw out there that can help you unbig your back.
Oh man,
You
them
know.
big backs something else. Them big backs is something else. I mean, first of all, you got to stop being lazy, because we live in a microwave society now. So people want instant gratification, and they just want, ooh, it's gone. But now you got to get up. You got to work out. I mean, just walking every day. Go to the treadmill, go to elliptical, something. But one thing I know you can't teach sacrifice. So people, if you can't sacrifice
That's a
the
word.
time for yourself, then I mean, it's a downhill for you. You know.
And part of it's in the kitchen too. I mean, I joked about how small I got, which he was very concerned about that, but 85% of it is in the kitchen.
Oh,
And
no doubt.
he talks to us about that, and he eases you into it, because eating should be pleasurable, but you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't outwork when you're not eating properly, and it has to be a lifestyle. So I use the word diet kind of lightly. I don't even like using that word really, but it's a lifestyle change, and it's a combination. I've been up and I've been down. I've been up and down. Stress could go either way.
Yeah.
And it is only when the mind, the body, and the spirit really came into that intersection together that I found myself where I am right now. And I'm healthier, only, I guess, when I was in high school running track, I'm just as healthy as I was then. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. But if I ever let the mind-body connection go off track, you could lose it. So we're always up and down in life,
that's
right? It's
just
called
life.
life,
Yeah, that's
but
life.
you just gotta be conscious of it. And having a personal trainer keeps you conscious of it. All great athletes have coaches. They not doing they out here rolling by themselves, and that's what I consider him, my coach.
Yeah, listen, I had a personal trainer too. Look, I was doing everything except for the vegan stuff. I said I don't need to eat a bunch of plants and bird food to be healthy. I can eat what I want. My problem was I was eating and then laying right down.
Bro, yeah.
That's not, and that can
You
also
gotta get
cause other stuff too. You know, you clog arteries, all types of stuff.
Yeah, you gotta get your
but
body time.
I work hard. I mean, I had a 6-pack, and I'm pregnant. I'm about to be 5 months pregnant. People was like, "How did you're pregnant? You still got a 6-pack?" Yes, I do, and I'm a little mad because my little baby she busted all the way through it.
Yes.
But I had abs at 3 months and 4 months pregnant.
That's a fact.
Come on.
And people you don't see no other bellies out here like that.
You don't see bellies. No bellies like Jess.
No bellies like that.
And when I
Jess,
drop
you know
this
what?
baby, I'm gonna get back right.
You can hold it against her for the rest of her life. Let me tell you
Period.
something. My son is 33, and shout out to my first unconditional love. It's my baby boy. And I still call him my baby, even though he's 33, but that's my baby. But yeah, I hold it against him. Every time I look at the stretch marks, I'm like, you did this to me.
Yeah.
You owe me. But no, we can say, hey, I almost died for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, maternal, black women mortality rate and maternal rates are very high. I mean, I'm joking about that, but that's serious. It's a serious sacrifice that you're making.
Yeah.
But shout out to you for being, and you're going to lay a strong foundation for your baby. About health. And black people, all people need it, but the type of stress that black people are in,
Man.
maybe we need to be out there walking and jogging and doing it. Yeah, doing it.
You know, when it comes to the training you're doing, Nina, is it preparing you for this fight that we're going to be in for the next few months? Or are you even fighting?
I'm fighting, Char.
Okay.
You know I'm always fighting.
Absolutely.
One of my dear counselors said, "You live in opposition." I said, "You know, let me
Damn.
decorate in that mother. I mean, let me decorate in
I
there."
like that. You might have to put that in here. We live in
We
opposition.
live in opposition. I said, let me move the furniture around. Let me put some photos up on the wall. No, I am, Char, because I'm very concerned about what's happening right now. You know, what's happening all over the world, you know, whether it's Haiti, the Congo, Sudan, not talked about a whole lot. And I know on Front Page News, you guys went into Haiti with Figaro, but also what's happening in the Gaza. And so, yeah, I need to be, especially the type of work that I do, and I'm a lightning rod all the time. People try to come for me. Yeah, I got to be mentally and physically. So, yeah, I'm training, Sean. I'm training for this battle. Oh, yeah, I care very much.
It's the Biden-Trump rematch, the rematch nobody wants.
That's right. And you've been preaching that gospel from the beginning.
Man, what should they be doing to energize people to come out of November?
Well, Trump's people energized,
Yeah.
right, already. Biden's people are not so much because this president has to really deliver material changes. And so you can't come out for bipartisanship when it comes to increasing the military budget, right? But you can't be bipartisan for universal health care. You know, you got Republican-led states in this country who won't use tax dollars to pay for a free lunch and free breakfast. Students are going to bed hungry, coming to school. All of that kind of stuff is wrong. So to energize, do the thing that will energize people to come. And cancel all student debt, not just some. I mean, I think it's an absolute lie. If he can cancel some, he can cancel all. And in particularly what's happening in the Gaza, you know, over like 60% of Democrats, like his voters, believe that there's genocide going on in the Gaza, but yet this president won't move on that. He won't say that enough is enough. Almost 40,000 people have died. When you talk about the people who are still alive and living in famine, hospitals being blown up, they can't get food. Younger people especially are saying, not on our watch are we going to continue to allow this. So I think if this president pivots more strongly, not just words and deeds, to say that, you know, this genocide stuff got to end, people will be more energized, cancel all student debt, make it a universal. Those are the kinds of things. Increase the minimum wage.
Too late to pivot on Gaza? And the reason I say that because 30,000 people are dead.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. I have met some people. I was in Dearborn, Michigan. I was with Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. We was on a program together. A panel, not a panel, but a rally kind of thing together. And I've talked to some people, and not just Arab Americans, not just Palestinians, but I've talked to people from all walks of life who are united in what justice looks like, who say that they're not voting for Biden under any circumstance. So because of the people who are already dead and because of the suffering that is going on. But there may be a certain segment of people, so we're never going to forget that those people are dead. But there may be a certain segment of people who, if he strongly says no more money, then they may say, we'll go ahead and give you another chance, because Trump is a neo-fascist. He is dangerous. And I often say neo-fascism kills you quick and neoliberalism kills you slow. Like, we might have 24 hours of oxygen left. We can collaborate and try to figure out how to live. But ultimately, if neoliberals don't switch course, we still are going to die. And that is the problem with America right now. If we could afford to send billions of dollars to the Ukraine, billions of dollars over to Israel, be in wars and disrupting other people's lives all around the world, why can't we have universal health care?
I agree.
Why can't we have free college or debt-free college, especially for public schools? Why can't we pass the PRO Act? Why can't we pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? What happened to the George Floyd Justice Act? What happened to all of those things? So they are so fixated on war, and they are denying what we need domestically. So if he doesn't do those things, I predict this, and I'm not the only one, if President Biden does not switch course, he is going to lose.
I think he's going to switch course, but I think he's going to switch course too. You said something that's true. Trump has a lot of his people
motivated,
energized, but he doesn't have the whole Republican Party energized. I don't think so, right? And when you see, people that were backing Nikki Haley now backing President Biden, like a lot of the donors, I think Biden going to start courting those people who may not be comfortable, all those Republicans that may not be comfortable with Trump, those Republicans that wanted a Nikki Haley or somebody else. I think he's going to start paying more attention to them than his base.
He will, and he'll leave the progressive and the base behind. Right. But he won't win that way. Don't forget, Trump, by the margins in Michigan in 2016, it was 10,000 votes. This is going to be a margin election. There's a difference between what happens in the primary and what's going to happen in the general. And the largest voting block will be that block that says, I am going to stay home. In Wisconsin, for example, Biden only won that state by about 20,000 votes. So the margins are going to make a difference. But you're right, he going to court those folks. But oftentimes when people go, they don't want the faux conservative, they go for the real thing. And so ultimately, why I'm going for the fake when I can have the real? Those voters he may court, then he's going to disrupt the coalition, and the coalition is just not going to show up. And that's what I love about the uncommit vote. They ain't playing. They letting them know state after state that, hey, we not playing with you. If you don't change course on genocide, we just not coming out. We not going to vote for you. And that's real. And I wish the black community would get a clue and do some of that. Like, make some demands and say, hey, if you don't serve our people, you just not getting our vote.
Senator Turner, I've said numerous times, I don't know what to tell people. When people tell me they don't care about either candidate, when people tell me they're not even energized by the political process, I get it for all of the things that we're talking about right now. But what would you say to people that don't plan on voting this year because they don't like either candidate?
Look, you might not do politics, but politics going to do you. You're going to get done. You're going to get done. The system going to do you. Yeah. So you still got to go out to vote. I would say go vote mad as hell. If you want to skip that part of the ballot, because there are other people on the ballot, like all the energy goes to the presidential. But for example, in Ohio, we had a Health and Human Services levy on the ballot. So I went in the primary to vote, not so much for what's happening in the presidential race, but there were judges on the ballot, people running for other offices on the ballot, and then the Health and Human Services levy. That is the case for every community in this country. So they need to go vote and vote mad as hell. Now, I can't tell. This president needs to change course, and not just in words, but in deeds. And when they up there hedging about 40,000 people dead, see, now you're dead wrong. I mean, that's it. At a certain point, you got to say this. The math ain't math in here. To quote Andrew Yang, people have died, and you can't cover it up. What you can say to any allies that not on our watch. We got laws in this country, the Leahy Law, the Foreign Assistance Act, all of that says that when a president has made aware that another nation is denying humanitarian aid to others, that we must stop supplying them. So you can't drop bombs and bread at the same time. Those two things don't go together. So, Char, I would say to those people, they got to go vote anyway. Now, I ain't going to tell them how to vote. They got to vote their conscience. But they need to go and vote because there are other issues that impact their community on that ballot other than who's running for president.
And then just like honestly speaking, Nina, before I got here, I wasn't into politics at all. Sure. Like it was like a lot for me, and I just was like, man, I'm just not into that world. I don't even want to, but I have a son. I have an 11-year-old, and the world today, just this forget the world, just this country today, him growing up in it, I don't want him to face certain things because it just looked like it's all going to shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I got here, and let me backtrack, the reason that I wasn't into it because I wasn't seeing a lot of us that was appealing enough, like to make us get into it.
What appeals to you? What did you want to hear?
Him. I look up to him a lot.
Yeah,
so, and then Tez, and then Killer Mike came here, and then now you, and then he brings a lot of us up here to talk about it. And now that my ears are open, I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn, this ain't really that hard. It's about, and it does require research. It does require active listening too, because you can listen to something, you can hear something, but you're not listening to it, and you don't want to receive it. But I'm here every day now, so it's like I learn a little bit about a lot of different stuff every day, and it's like, damn. And I struggle with this all the time. How can I make? Because I know if I was thinking like that, I know a lot of other others are thinking like that. I'm like, how can I appeal to my generation and those younger to get off the couch? Because that's what we say is people. I was one of them, and I wasn't ashamed of it. But now it's like, damn, why would I not? Especially if I see people like you and, my brother, and like, it makes me want to, delve into it more. Sure. But that was my problem, you know what I mean? But I just want to know how I can grasp us, like more of us, because I have a big platform. A lot of people listen to me.
And just turned 32, so that's the audience that they should be trying to get.
Yeah, that is the audience. It's my son's generation. It's doing what you're doing right now. It's what you're saying. I wasn't really into this, but I'm into this now. And continuously telling the story. It's your son. It's your daughter that is on the way. Yeah. We do things ultimately for selfish reasons, but those selfish reasons could be altruistic. In other words, they could be for a higher cause. And so there's nothing wrong with saying, I want this world to be a better place because of mine. Yeah. And that is one of the reasons why I'm out there fighting so hard. What happens over there happens over here. So we can't have people living in famine. We can't allow nations just to rise up and try to eradicate other people, because what happens over there happens over here. You know why they don't give a damn about what's happening in Gaza? Because they don't care what's happening in New York City. That's right. They don't care about the homelessness here or in Cleveland. You know why they don't give a damn about starving kids over there in Gaza or Haiti or the Congo or famine and all of that? Because there are people here. Homelessness has increased over the last 2 years in this country. 60% of Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck. What happens over there is a reflection of what happens over here. And so we got to say to people that we are connected. Again, if you don't do politics, politics going to do you. Yeah. And it does matter who is in these offices, and we need to hold people accountable. We need to make a demand, and there needs to be a consequence for that demand. I know in my mama's house, my mama's not here anymore, and Charlamagne definitely knows this story, and so does Dowdell. She died when she was 42. She had a brain aneurysm, and that just shook my whole life. I am here by the grace of an almighty God. But in my mama's house, and my dad is still here rocking it, playing full court basketball at 75. Shout out to you, Daddy. This is the thing, though. When my mama said do something, my mother was the custodial parent. My parents were married, but she was custodial. Hey, my mama, you got to do what mama say. Yeah. There will be a consequence if you don't. Pop, pop. You got to do what daddy says. That's right. Or there will be a consequence. Yeah. We as voters, both black voters and other voters of consciousness, we need to bind together and say, you are going to do for us, or there will be a consequence to it. Let me give you an example. East Palestine, Ohio, poor whites voted over 70% for Donald J. Trump. Them people been poisoned by a railroad company, Norfolk. Southern. Train derailed, chemicals all up in they water, they air, everything. It took Biden a year
to even show up.
To go to show
Just
up.
To show up.
Yeah. So again, what happens over there in East Palestine happens in Cleveland, Ohio, happens in any of the boroughs here, happens in Chicago. So that's why we got to care. There's a connection. There's an intersection. And policy is about power. We got to follow the policy. Show me the policy and I'll tell you what you care about. Follow the money and I'll show you what you care about. If you can constantly increase the military budget when they can't even pass an audit, but they keep getting more and more money by Democrats and Republicans, you mean to tell me in a hegemonic nation we can't have universal health care so people don't go bankrupt? It just makes no sense. So I say, tell your story and then accent that story, accentuate that story, because that's what's going to move younger people to come out to vote.
Yeah.
Derrick, what they saying in the gym, man? When you training people, what are they talking about when it comes?
He
to
don't allow us to talk, Sean.
You know what I'm talking?
Shit.
Hey,
We talking.
Hey,
He give you more
you
work.
talking too much, you ain't
Hey.
working, man.
He
So-
said Trump
But even
Biden,
when
drop down
things, the
again.
reason I like talking to people like Derrick, I like talking to the barbers. That's why I
Right.
love doing morning radio, because we get to talk to everyday working class people all the time.
Right. I mean, I get personal with my clients, so that's another reason why some people gravitate towards me, because I ask them how they doing, how your family doing, how mom's, and because it's not all about, hey, come in here, do this, let me get 5 sets. People sometimes don't want to hear that. They want to, boom, talk to you, be direct.
You don't let me talk.
That's
Go ahead.
okay. You don't need it, but you talk too much sometimes. But hey, shout out to Extreme Compound, the gym I'm based out of in Cleveland, Ohio, and shout out to my man, black-owned alkaline water, Drip. It's that thing.
It's called Drip.
Right.
Drip.
Okay.
Yes sir. Drip.
How often do you take breaks in between working out? Like, do you usually do this like an all-day thing?
Yeah.
Because
I
this
started.
is kicking your ass right now to keep still. You want to get up and go work out right now.
We can do some
push-ups
jumping
right
jacks.
I be moving.
You cannot
Yeah,
keep still.
I know. I'm bad with that. So I'm bad with that. I started at 4:45, 5 a.m.
Jesus, okay.
and then take a break.
We
like
used to start at 4 a.m.
yeah, you're used to. Okay, used to.
She gonna
Yeah,
snitch on you every chance she
She's
gets.
something else. So then I take a break like 2:00, come back at 4, and go
Okay.
to like 7:30.
Damn, you got.
All
Yeah,
day.
Four more hours.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
And that's the missus right here while he's shouting out,
Yeah.
folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back.
you
Okay,
doing, wifey?
don't do me.
I'm
like
sorry,
that.
but
Don't-
no, you gonna try
don't
to
do me that.
play
No, what?
me.
Don't do me like that. Yeah,
Try to
this
play
is wifey
me.
back
It's
here.
wifey.
Wifey.
Love her. Nurse. She a nurse. She doing the thing.
Traveling nurse at that.
Traveling nurse.
Oh wow. Can we talk about why banning TikTok is such a priority to the government? What
I
is
mean,
that about?
Don't even get me started. They playing games. Don't play in our face. If it truly is about protecting our data and our privacy, which is important,
Yeah.
then do that comprehensively. I don't want TikTok to have my data just as well as I don't want Twitter or Instagram or
Right.
any of them. So do it in a comprehensive way, but don't play games with China like this. Don't do it. So it's just a ruse. They just playing with TikTok and do it all for all of them. That's what I'm saying. And so it's just much to do about nothing if they're not going to do it the right way. And I don't want people to get fooled by the banana in the tailpipe. This is banana in the tailpipe. Protect our data, regulate social media companies, break some of them up. So if you're going to protect us, but they're just using TikTok as a ruse, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
And we should care about, because data is like the new platinum. Data is the new gold. I think it was Andrew Yang who mentioned that some of these companies need to give us checks because they're getting our data. Once you have data, baby, that's power.
Yeah.
So the federal government is obligated to protect us in that way, but do it in we need a comprehensive data protection bill that actually passes the Congress, signed by the president, that regulates all data companies, what they can do and what they cannot do, and it protects our privacy. Because cyber warfare is real. So I'm not saying it's not real, but the way that they're doing it and just singling out TikTok, and quite frankly, we know that TikTok is where most younger people get their information. That's the spot. Yeah.
I just got a couple more questions. I know Derrick want to go do some pull-ups. But
Y'all gonna get up off me, man. Y'all gonna get up off me, man. Relax. I'm trying to be cool. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be cool, man.
But you said President Biden needs to pivot. Is it too late for the vice president to pivot?
Oh,
Is it too
Shar,
late for Kamala
why
Harris?
you walking me into this trap? No, I won't say it's too late. I really do believe hope springs eternal, but it has to be more than rhetoric. People are hip to it, and they tired, and they suffering too much to just listen to people whisper sweet nothings. Black faces in high places does nothing for my people. Children in my city, Cleveland is one of the poorest cities in the nation. I'm just using Cleveland as an example. That on you sitting up there on the Edmund Pettus Bridge talking that, Lord, let me back up. It's important to be on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Don't get me wrong. Symbols matter, but substance matters more. So, Shar, no, it's never too late. But come on, use the power. One of the things, the Republicans are bold. Now, I don't agree with most of the things they do, but they bold as a mofo.
Right.
Yeah.
When they get the power, they do it. They don't want to hear none of these. No, we doing it, and then I double dog dare you to stop us through the courts or whatever, but we're going to do it. We need the Democratic Party that enjoys almost 100% of the black vote to get to doing the thing for black people and stop all that symbolic stuff. Instead of walking the Edmund Pettus Bridge, so I'm a historian, beautiful thing, but instead of walking that bridge, I would want you to try to close the racial wealth gap in this country. Instead of doing that, why don't you pass baby bonds in the Congress so that every baby is given a certain amount of money from birth, so that by the time they grow up, they got a foundation. And Dr. Derrick Hamilton of the New School, the Institute on Race, Power, and Political Economy, that was his idea. And you both may remember when Senator Cory Booker was pushing that in the Congress. That's from Dr. Derrick Hamilton. He's a stratification economist. One of the reasons why I'm here is because I'm a senior fellow at the New School. But those are the kinds of substantive things that people like Vice President Harris, people like President Biden, and others should be doing. Now, the vice president serves at the pleasure of the president. So I want to put that out there for our listeners. I get it. In some cases, she has to do his will. I got that. But baby, you can slide up. You can roll up sometimes in other ways and do some things and say some things to make people take notice. So no, it's not too late, Char, but damn it, it's getting there. The oxygen is running out.
Man, it feels like that.
It feels like that.
And you say she can do his will, but man, I just feel like there's certain things that she could do that she could do that he can't do. There's certain things that she can speak to.
I agree.
People she can speak to that he can't.
And just say, I apologize instead of asking for permission. And the reason why I wanted to make, because a vice president is selected by the person at the top of the ticket, and you have to do their bidding for the most part. But there are ways to get around that and just, hey, I just asked for forgiveness. Hey, I'm sorry. I had to say this. What are you going to do? Kick you off? No, he ain't going to kick you off. Just say, I'm sorry. I had to do this.
That's right. Nina, I'm sure that you'll be up here quite a few more times before
November.
I
love you so much. It's so good to be here. Can I shout out a book I'm an essay
course,
in?
please.
It's called Wake Up America, Black Women on the Future of Democracy. Dr. Keisha Baines edited that book, and 22 spectacular black women have written essays in that book. I am one of those spectacular black women.
Okay.
And so I want people to get that book, Wake Up. It is a blueprint for action.
What's it called?
Wake Up America, Black Women on the Future of Democracy. Because, we feel the pain first and deepest because we cross all kinds of intersections. And baby, when black women tell you it's wrong, it's wrong.
That's right.
For the most part. But I love my black men, though. We ain't going to play them games. I hate when the Democratic Party try to separate black women from black men.
I hate how they're
together.
trying to set it up to where
together.
if Trump wins, it's black men's fault.
Oh, hell no. Let me give you, you know what? I'm glad. One more thing. Dr. Derrick Hamilton, we were talking about this, and people need to look this up. In the race between Andrew Gillum and DeSantis, black women slipped. 18% of them voted in that race. The man lost by less than a percentage. And when you look at the black turnout, black men rocked for Andrew Gillum in Florida, and black women was slipping. So sisters, okay, we don't get it right all the time. Andrew Gillum could have been the governor of Florida, and black women slipped up on him. So no, but seriously, don't blame black people for this. Why we gotta keep saving folks? And black men have been emasculated in the Democratic Party. That's real. They don't see themselves, because to lift up black women is beautiful. We should, but not at the expense of black men. We have achieved what we have achieved so far in this country because we are together. And we can't pick up other people's bad habits. Now, white women may be able to lead a white man by the side of the road. Sisters can't do that. And the way that in this politics, the way the Democratic Party, the mothers of the movement, and black women delivered and black women saved, black men do not vote much differently than black women. So don't do that. If Trump wins, God forbid, it is going to be because this president and the Democratic Party did not deliver material changes for the people of this nation. It is going to be because this president and the Democratic Party led over genocide, are complicit in genocide in Gaza. That is going to be the reason why this man loses. So he needs to choose. Is he going to choose his coalition, or is he going to choose to allow the person who is clearly a neo-fascist to win? It will be his fault. We ain't blaming no voters, and black people definitely ain't taking the blame. They don't call out white women. Hell, white women vote for Trump and very high margins. Right. And don't forget when President Obama was running, they were so mad that President Obama won the primary. I'm just speaking truth. So just say amen or say ouch. When President Obama beat then Senator Clinton, some of them white women were so mad they voted for McCain. So don't come. Don't bring it here. Don't bring it to the feet of black people. We always save in this country. Now it's time for this country to join us and save itself. Amen and amen. Let church say amen.
Amen.
Or ouch.
Senator Nina Turner, her trainer Derrick Dowdell. If you see a little bit more fire in Nina, it's because of Derrick. All right? And it's not like that fire needed any more flame to it. But damn.
Good.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Shout out to the gym again, Derrick.
Extreme Compound.
Okay.
Extreme.
Black owned.
Oh, absolutely.
State of the art.
Yes.
Extreme Compound.
You and Jess, y'all got to come through Ohio.
I'd love to.
Y'all come
Always
through
in Ohio.
Come through
Cleveland to Cincinnati to Toledo.
Come to
I'm
Cleveland.
there all the
We should work
time.
out
To
together.
Tubi, I be there.
Yeah.
I'm always
Right.
Yeah. Listen,
Come on,
Come
Derrick
through,
Dowdell, the
baby.
Breakfast
Come
Club.
through.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.